What's going on, everybody? I'm joined by a couple good friends of mine, Liam to my right and Ben to my left. VeesMemes boys turned Penticton V's media members. First of all, congratulations, fellas.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Maybe Benny, we'll start with you. Take us through maybe like what that means for you to be a part of the actual V's media team now versus just doing like kind of more freelance graphics and things like that.
Well, it's been quite a journey over the past couple of years, right? Starting VeesMemes about 3 years ago, and then spending the last 2 years in the Lower Mainland, going to school, going to video production, um, getting kind of a cup of coffee in the BCHL with the Surrey Eagles and a few other orgs. Um, it's unreal to me. I got my start kind of shooting campus hockey for $30 a night, and yeah, to see it evolve into something like this is it's the feeling is just unexplainable. It's just a gift and an honor to be where I am today.
That's super fair. Over to Liam, who is actually the birthday boy today. So happy birthday, Liam. Drop
Thank
happy
you,
birthday,
thanks.
Liam's in the comments on the day of this recording. Liam, what's it been like for you being on the media side of things for the V's? Obviously, like I mentioned, leveling up to like actually being on the actual V's media team now versus like just kind of more freelance stuff. It's got to feel good.
Yeah, I've been going to V's games since I was like 4 years old, and it's become a really big part of my life, and it's something that I always every year try to dedicate myself more and more to, and obviously doing V's memes really accentuated that, and we met a lot of good people in the BCHL, and they helped us grow to where we are. We owe our fans everything to where we are today, and me sitting here working with my younger brother for our favorite organization is a dream come true. And when I was younger, I never could have dreamt of doing this, but it's really fun to be a part of it.
That's fair. And in case you're familiar with this interview series I've been doing, this is actually the second interview I've done with the V's Memes boys. Benny here was still in the Lower Mainland for the first one, and at that point in time, the V's joining the BCHL was kind of just, it wasn't quite public knowledge yet. It was just kind of like circling around in the news as like a possibility, I guess. So I guess my next question for you guys would be, what is your perspective on the V's making the jump to the WHL? Do you think it's a good thing? Do you think it's like still kind of to be determined?
Yeah, with the rule changes to the NCAA, it was important that the V's stay at the top of the competitive chain, and we've always been the best junior A program in North America, and to see the opportunity, and obviously Sue and Graham Fraser have been incredible as our main ownership, and they've invested a lot of money into bringing us here, and it feels good to finally be in the WHL. I mean, home opener, and then the next night going up to Kelowna and seeing our boys hop out in the V's uniforms was pretty full circle moment, and it's going to be a bit of a learning curve. Obviously, the WHL is structured a lot differently. There's no powerhouses every year. You kind of rebuild throughout the years, and it's obviously the biggest league in the CHL by a substantial amount. So it's just there's some growing differences going from the BCHL and recruiting hockey to drafting hockey for sure.
So what about you, Benny? What's your perspective?
I think I remember when we heard the rumors for the first time when like things got really really serious, and it was just a matter of like what on earth is going on, like what's happening. Like I remember I was in one of my broadcasting classes, and like that was like the talk of the day pretty much was like this small town team is making the jump to like the biggest possible league. But you know what? I think the fans here in Penticton are just unrivaled. Like there's no place on earth I'd rather watch a hockey game than right here in the SOEC, and they deserve nothing but the best, and we're going to give them the best.
Absolutely, yeah. The SOC is a great venue. There's a reason it's one of the premier venues, I would say, for sports events and concerts and things like that in the area. A few more questions for you, fellas. Recently hit 1,000 followers on VeesMemes. Again, congratulations. It's a testament to the work that you guys and the other VeesMemes guys have been putting in. Obviously, over the years, what would you say has been like the biggest thing you've learned along the way, or like a favorite moment?
Um, it's hard to say what my like personal favorite moment is. I think back to the beginning of the whole thing. I specifically remember the Wenatchee Wild came to town, and a certain gentleman on the bench who I'm gonna refrain from naming was not having a very good night, and he was quite upset at what was going on. And a couple videos were circling around of the antics on the bench, and we thought it was pretty funny. So we're like, why don't we just like start up an account and start like making memes and stuff, right? Because it's junior hockey, tempers flare, and there's a lot of angst in it. So kind of hitting that algorithm and finding that niche was pretty cool, and to see it turn into what it has been just incredible.
Yeah. What about you, Liam? What's your perspective?
Um, yeah, I think when Joe and Ben started this thing, it was a joke, and very quickly, over the last few years, it's become something that's like a cult following that we have, and I think one of our best moments was going down to Abbotsford and Chilliwack last year for BCHL Showcase, and being recognized in the building by you're 4 hours away from all these people and they all know who you are was pretty insane. And the people are so good to us, and that's the thing is our fans are some of the best fans in junior hockey, and whether they're following the V's or whether they're deeper and they followed us with VeesMemes, they're the ones that make it happen, because it's we're busy kids, right? Obviously Ben was in school, now I'm in school, and everybody's got work and jobs. You don't make $1 million making a meme page, but you enjoy what you bring the fans, and the biggest thing I take away from is what Fraser Rogers, our ex-broadcaster, used to say is we're micro celebrities now, and you got to be good to the fans, and the interactions that I have with the fans is my favorite part about coming to the rink now, is just talking to the fans, how they enjoy the game. That's the best part about it.
That's very. Speaking of enjoying the games, if you two had to choose like a favorite thing about coming to these games at the SOEC, aside from just like the actual gameplay, what would it be? We'll start with you, Benny.
I love the fans. Like, I think that, like, again, like I've worked in junior hockey. I've worked with a variety of teams, and like there's just no atmosphere like this. Like there's just no junior hockey team in this whole country, I think, that is just behind their boys, as much as we are, right? We're just so tight knit, and just going around the rink talking to people like that I'm just meeting now, and it's just just hearing about everyone's got their own stories, right, and their own experience with the team, and it's almost like it's weird. The fandom almost feels like a little family, and it's nice. So I think that's probably what I would say.
That's fair. What about you, Liam?
You know what? We got fans here that have been watching since some of them since the '60s, and they're still here every night. And we have fans that are yay tall, and they seeing that blend of youth and age, and everybody being behind the team is really what makes it special. And those interactions that you share with the fans are things that I'll remember for the rest of my life. And there's a lot of college age kids like us that they'd rather go to the bar, or go out and go to a music night or something. But it's always been a couple of us boys going, meeting some good people at the rink, sharing a couple cold ones, and enjoying the night and cheering on your team, and that's worth $30 every night. And it's those experiences that we'll remember for the rest of our lives. They've shaped what we want to do in our careers, and we owe everything to the fans for that. Again, the best fans in junior hockey, period. There's no one better.
That's fair, fellas. Well, thank you guys very much for taking the time out of your hectic schedules, of course.